the will of God. I greet my beautiful brothers and sisters in the words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. I am so honored to be here with you today. I thank Student Minister Anthony, Minister FARRAKHAN's representative right here in Memphis, Tennessee, with all of his profound history. I thank him for his wonderful words and kindness. I have been here with my youngest daughter, Sherelle, my husband, Darius. We've been here since Thursday. We were brought here by a superwoman. I call her Superwoman. MGT, Muslim Girls Training General Civilization class. And she is a woman who knows her divine purpose. Beloved, everybody in this room has a very special purpose that was given to you by the Creator. Your parents, as wonderful as they are, or as terrible as they are simply agents of your life. Allah chose your mother and chose your father. You know the external person, but you don't know the genetic lineage that led to your birth in this hour that dates back, hold on to your seats, 66 trillion years. You're the product of the desire of a people who knew that we would have to undergo nearly half a millennium of suffering. Why? Because we are hard-hearted, hard-necked, hard-headed, stubborn people. We're so arrogant and so brilliant that we challenged the power of the Creator. One of our scientists actually blew the planet up. That was a brother. Didn't no white man do that? His name was Shabazz. And he's your uncle. You're related to him. So am I. I don't know what his wife was saying. I don't know if she was down with it. I don't know if she was trying to talk him out of it. But if you don't believe it, you have Google now. Go research it. That body out there that you call moon, this whole planet was called moon at one time. That moon was part of the planet Earth. Some of us need white people to tell us that. Go look it up. They'll tell you. It takes them a very long time to catch up. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad stood up and taught this in the 1930s, and it wasn't until the 2000s that white scientists confirmed and bore witness. Yes, indeed, the moon was once part of the earth. And all of the water on this planet, which is now 3/4 water, came off of the moon as it spun over, as it blew into space, because one scientist wasn't satisfied being a God. He wanted to be the supreme God. You do know you are a God. You know that, right? Now, if you're a Christian, it's in your Bible. We are gods, children of the Most High God. You called Jesus and he referred to himself as Son of God. So you are gods, meaning you have force and power. I'm not going to keep you long, but I got to say, Sister Desi X, I told her she and her husband are such a real life example of living Islam. They have built themselves a beautiful home from the ground up. See, that's what the black man does, brother. He does for self. They don't have a mortgage on that house. She operates a school for young children, infants, all the way to age 5. Now, those ages are the most important in life. You have to make sure your children, as long as you can, parenting is sacrifice. Too many of us want everything to be convenient. We want to build our children's lives around our schedule. But unfortunately, the way nature is made and creation, you got to build your life around their needs. You also, as I've been saying all weekend, have to be a prophet. These children in Sister Desi's school, they are bright-eyed, they are brilliant. Very young children, hardly walking, and they know the 50 states. How many of us, if I point at you and say, come up here and name 50 states? Because you say you're African American, right? I'm not. I'm a black woman myself. But Sister Desi brought me in to address the staff and address the graduates, the little tiny graduates yesterday. They were so disciplined. They had on their caps and gowns, and it was a wonderful thing. And I'll say this to all of you. It is better for you to keep your child at home for as long as you can and teach your child yourself than to send your child into these prison industrial complex prep centers where some snake is hissing in your child's ear. 90% of the elementary school teachers in the United States are white females. White females. And so I implore us, come together with us and start forming, as we are doing in the Nation of Islam, an independent school system. It is so basic to nature to teach your own children. You ever watch Animal Planet? Do you see the zebras send their children to the lion's den to go to school? Go over there and let that female lion teach you, honey. And that female lion is like, I'm going to eat you for lunch when you get a little bigger. You don't have no future. See, no people in its right mind sends its offspring elsewhere. The public school system is only about 120 years old. And it was designed to create factory workers. It was never designed to create independent thinking people. You go, you arrive at 8, the bell rings, you sit, you be quiet, see Spot run, see Jane look. When I was in school, it was Alice and Jerry. But there's always these two little white children. But I was blessed that my father was a scientist. And my father taught science in what we call middle school now. And he taught classes at Ohio State University. When my sisters and I came home from school, we were debriefed. And we had black teachers. And you know where they came from? They were our neighbors. So they cared about what happened to us. All of this seeking integration, which was a distortion of the true civil rights movement. Those black people here in Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, they weren't trying to have dinner with no white people. They wanted a high quality of life and to be free from the debilitating effects of Jim Crow. They weren't just trying to get with a white woman or hang around a white man. White people converted the movement so that your children and mine would feel inferior. That we are never happy unless we are approved of by something that is less than us. So now here we're sitting here trying to survive in a neighborhood or community where white police officers patrol our community. What is that about? I've been asking on WVON, on my show, for weeks, months, somebody call me and show me in America a community that is all white and the police are all black. I don't care how poor, and don't tell me about economics and low income. No. Go up in Appalachia in West Virginia. Poorest white people you ever find. Show me one town where the cops are all black and the people are white and the cops roll up on the white people. What you doing up here? Get the F out the streets. Put your hands behind you. It does not exist. It does not exist. Now, beloved, so anyway, I went all around. I just want to say thank you, Sister Desi, for a beautiful weekend. Beautiful weekend. And just like she has her purpose, all of you have, and I have, and we're still looking, many of us. Don't get discouraged if you don't feel that what you were born to do has been presented or the opportunity for it, because it may not have come over the horizon yet. You know, we talked about this yesterday. When Steve Jobs was born, there were no iPhones, there were no cell phones. Okay? Everything that you see in this dimension lived in somebody's mind first. Somebody said there's a better way to get around than horses. Okay? Somebody said, you know what? I know a way, even though it defies the laws of gravity, we know how to build a machine that can go up in the sky. That's right. And they did it. That's how you know you are a God. God is an attribute of Allah. It's not the equal of Allah. God means force and power. And you have that. It was human beings that made this air in here cool while it's hot outside. The birds can't do that. The frogs can't do that. You know, when it gets hot, animals have to go find a tree to go under or lay out in heat and die. They have to, but you can condition the air to suit your desire and your comfort. That's a God that's able to do that. Now, I'm not going to be long at all this morning. Back in the all praises due to Allah, and I didn't say Ramadan Mubarak to the Muslim brothers and sisters. All praises due to Allah. Came in a little excited, and I want to thank Brother Anthony arranged for me to be on Channel 5 this morning. I always said they saw it, to promote 10-10-15. And that's the real reason we called you here today. This is our Sunday meeting. We want you to be here every Sunday. That's right. But it's very important that we begin to organize and do the groundwork to get you to Washington, D.C. 10-10-15. Yes. Justice or else. Yes, well, what is or else? Well, it ain't signs, I'll tell you that. We're not going to hold hands and sway. I'm just being honest. Everybody doesn't feel like that. Everybody doesn't interpret Scripture like that. The God I serve, both in the Bible and the Quran, flooded a whole part of the earth, didn't he? He's angry in that Old Testament. He takes a whole lot of people out. He obliterated Sodom and Gomorrah. And if you go over there where it is now, nothing will grow where Sodom and Gomorrah was. So don't tell me God doesn't have a line of demarcation. I'm not saying he doesn't forgive. That's one of his 99 attributes, the forgiving. But when does it stop? And who do you forgive? And under what circumstances you forgive? Don't you have to be sorry? First and foremost? Don't we demand that of our children? That when they do wrong, we want them to demonstrate some measure of remorse? And you're telling me a white man can come up among us? Now, I'm going to be very straight with you. I have to be, because we're out of time. I mean the big, big time out of time. Like 50,000 years out of time. I got to tell you this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in Message to the Black Man, his number one enemy is the Negro preacher. Now, every black preacher ain't no Negro. You got some powerful brothers and sisters. He said the Negro preacher, meaning dead. But when you persist in pushing a white Jesus down our children's throats and have them so in submission to these white people that some little funky white peckerwood can come up, and you know good and well if it was a brother with some dreads with his pants down and a hoodie, you would have said, no, you can't come up in here. Now let's be honest. Now how do I know that? How can I prove it in no limited time? Because you went on TV and you took sides with white people against Michael Brown. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said he should have died because he was in some nasty convenience store and you thought you saw him take some cigars. Trayvon, what was he doing out that late at 6 o'clock in the evening? Walter Scott running. If I heard a black man say, a Negro, whatever he was, if only he hadn't run. So what, are you acknowledging then that this is a beast? Because you know when a shark roll up on you, they say, or a bear, lay still. So are you acknowledging that the white man is a beast? Should I just lay down and play like I'm dead? But let me say this. Master Farrakhan Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, their mission and their national representative, through whom and only him, they are speaking the divine will of Allah in this hour. Okay? Let me say this to you. He did not come here to save you from death. Listen to me good. He came here to raise you from the dead. We're already dead. You understand me? We are deaf, we are dumb, and we are blind. How can we prove that in no limited time? Because Allah creates every living thing to protect and defend itself. Are you listening to me? At the core of every one of us, we are an organism, a living organism. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, when Allah gives you a gift, you have to accept it. You don't tell God when God says, I have a present for you. You don't say to God, nah, I'm all right. Don't say that to God. So all of us have been given from the time we popped out our mother's womb and she went to the door of death to make sure we came out. Whatever she's doing now, she did that because you're sitting here. She did something right. Now, from the time you and I popped out that womb and drew breath, we have been a living organism. At the core of us, our DNA, our genetic makeup, is the survival instinct. It's so profound that it is independent of the brain. So no matter how ignorant we are, it works. Okay? If you throw something at my face, I'm going to do that. My eyes are just going to blink. I don't have to say, should I close my eyelid? Thank Allah, I don't have to do that. If a sound of a gun pops, whoa! Now, if you're sitting next to me and you go for the gun, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna try to wrestle that gun away from you, and then I'm gonna empty that gun in you. Why? Because you are a threat to my existence. Now, I don't hate you. See, all of this phony, made-up scenarios. We don't hate. Who's talking about hate? We're talking about self-defense up in here. What happened to stand your ground? Now you know why we search people when they come in the mosque. Why they be searching people? All they got is some woman up there talking. Well, here's a man that came in, and these people were righteous people engaged in study of God's word. And let this boy come and sit with them, welcomed him, just straight out of the Bible. Good Samaritans. Now, what kind of reptilian brain sits with people for an hour? That's a snake, see? A snake is a certain type of predator. There are different kinds of predators. Some of y'all are predators. You know it. Some of us live a spider life. We lay up in the web, and when we feel a tug on the web, we just wait for something to come our way and try to get something from it. Yes, we do. And then some of us are jaguars. You know, we run them down and eat them. Bears, we be hiding up in the bushes. And just, give me your purse. Yes. So where does all that go when the white man comes in the room? I mean, we're on red alert with each other. We can't even go in a movie, what that nigga looking at? Why are you looking at me? Nigga, is he looking at me? Brother, you know, you come home, you start looking in rooms. That's the black man, he's God. This is his territory, planet Earth. The whole solar system is his territory. And a black man is going to come in his house, and who's been in here? Somebody used the bathroom tissue. Who's been in here? What is that? Why is that dirty? What happened? But where is all that when the white man comes on the scene? You see, we've been made other than ourselves. And I am saying that anytime we can sit in a circle and 9 of us are murdered in cold blood, and the man reloads the gun while we sit there. See, first of all, you're not going to get up in our meetings with a gun. We don't carry guns. We don't possess guns. That's why. That's why. But if you get up in our meeting and somehow we nod out for a second and you get past us with a gun, you pull that gun out, we're going to take that gun from you. Okay? And it's going to be lights out. That's very serious. Why should we continue to move forward with somebody that would do that? We have children. We have grandchildren. We're not going to have you among us. In Islam, we don't pay to put people in prison. They're going to put you in no jail with a flat screen TV and 3 meals a day and a treadmill. It ain't happening. Ain't happening. But we also don't convict somebody because of their color either. So when we will do that, it means we're already dead. A cockroach, if there's a cockroach here and we turn the light on, he's going to run for his life. As cheap as his life is, he's going to try to save it. Minister FARRAKHAN said, we have a divine duty to live until we can no longer help it. Did you know that? You know it's against divine law to kill yourself? And I don't just mean by a bullet in your head. I mean chronic suicide, smoking, drinking, drugs, a stressful life, running around in the night when your melanin should be rejuvenating itself. Okay? Go home when it gets late at night so you can get up before the sun is up. That's your son. How is that what you created up and you're in bed? Do you let your children get up and go to school and you're not up? Some of you do. You stop it. Take charge of this post and all temple property in view. Minister FARRAKHAN has said it will be a very short time before we put the police out of our communities, the white police. And the black ones can go with them if they don't want to undergo a change from the slave mentality. We don't need that. We need to self-police. Police are supposed to be public servants. If you follow somebody around all day, they're going to do something wrong. None of us are perfect. If you follow me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're going to see me do something. And then put your hands up. Put your hand behind your back. You didn't move fast enough. Their presence oftentimes creates crime. Now, we are here to say, the Nation of Islam, under the leadership and direction of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as I close, we serve a power that exceeds that of the Caucasian. That's hard because the Caucasian's power is very persuasive. It is all-encompassing. He has mastered technology of his world, and he is so overwhelmingly powerful that the only way you and I can be made to overcome our mentality of subservience is we are going to have to see in a few days the power of God manifested in the victory of life over death. We're going to have to witness God, his power, to make a man escape death. And I will say nothing more on that, but keep watching.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The churches are shutting down, beloved. Our youth don't want to go there. They don't want to come to the mosque if we're not doing nothing. What's being said in the church and most of the churches is impotent against a Caucasian who's shooting at our children. The light is not in the dead at all. The light is in the Word of God. And we have to stop, beloved, running from the Word of God. Now, you see, I didn't say you, I said us. Because there's a strong emotional attachment that we have to this Caucasian. You know, 500 years is a long time to be around somebody. 500 years is a long time for us to be told that Jesus is white. Because if the Son of God is white, God is white. And that's why those poor brothers and sisters let that man in there. And that's why their survival instinct did not save them. Because this horrible teaching of Jesus as a white man has actually killed our basic survival instinct. It's killed it. You know, you may say, well, y'all are just racist, you don't like white people. The minister said many times, we have no problem with Jesus being white if that's what he was. And we've proven that. We're the only people on the planet that walk around with our tormentors and don't seek to do them harm. We didn't have a problem with it when we thought it was true. But when Master Fard Muhammad came and taught us just actual facts, reawakened us to common sense. The child was born in Africa, of African parents. And no, there's no Europeans native to Africa. The ones you see over there, they got there by a process. You have to go to NOI.org and pull up the time and what must be done by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and let him explain to you the making of the white man. And you should be able to accept that science because they're cloning themselves. Men are becoming women, women becoming men. Okay? Stem cells and whatnot. So don't say that it's not possible because they're emulating their maker, another rebellious black scientist. We have a lot of them. We're not even from the continent of Africa, what we call Africa. We were in the holy city of Mecca. Not Arabs, black people, jet black people. Okay? In the holy city of Mecca. Saudi means black, Black Arabia. Okay? When you say, oh, the Arabs, well, you're talking about the influx of Europeans into black people's land all around this planet. When my husband and I traveled through the South Pacific, every island we went to, Tahiti, Fiji Islands, all of the islands of Hawaii, they tell you the story of the sleeping giant. And in several of the islands, there's actually mountain ranges shaped like a black man lying asleep on his back with his arms across his chest. And they talk about the fact that in the 15th and 16th century, people with no color that looked like ghosts came in ships and took over their land. And they took us up on a mountain in Tahiti, and they had us look out. That was the scariest ride I ever had in my life, by the way. Because the brothers taking us in this rickety, open, handmade bus. And, I mean, these mountains don't have rails and all this USA type of stuff that we do. And I'm looking down, I'm like, oh my God, if he moves 1 inch in the wrong, and he's just driving that thing, talking to my husband. I'm like, brother, could you just look at the road and stop talking? And you know my husband's engaged. Everywhere he goes, he's teaching. Yeah, brother, and where's the real people, the Aboriginal people? All I see is some damn white people. And he's explaining to him where they are, you know, what happened to them. So they had us look out from this mountain, and you could see the Pacific Ocean. And they said that's where the ships came. And they said the warriors, the tribesmen met, and they sat and they debated over what to do. As these white people, colorless people, scary people with clear eyes got off these boats. And the young warriors wanted to kill them instantly. And the elders said, no, it is written. Wow. It is. I can see State Representative Cooper there. Oh, thank you, beloved, for being. Stand up, so. This is our awesome state representative. Looking gorgeous. Yes. So they told us, they said, they argued, and the elders said, you have to allow this to happen. Wow. Because this is something that as a people, and if you go look at the old photos of the native Hawaiians back in the 1800s, you don't have to go way, way back. You see these very, very dark-skinned people with long, silky hair all the way down to their waist. That's why the sister's always trying to get hair. Because they're trying to go back. We're returning to our own. So, see, because you had that hair till you started getting with this white woman. And that's another story. And meanwhile, she's trying to look like you. She's got a fake behind and lip injections and tanning salons and trying to marry your man. You know, I won't name any names like the Kardashian family. I won't name any names. But the point being that it wasn't until the Europeans came out of the caves and gained power because the United States had become such a great military power. And white people were able to go all over the earth and subdue the darker people. They did that with the great wealth from the cotton and tobacco and rice that your and my ancestors harvested and picked for them for nothing. I promise I'm going to close with this. If I said, I'll come home with you today and I'll clean your house for free, and you say, okay. And then I say, I'm going to do it Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and you don't have to give me anything. You don't even have to feed me. I got to find my own food. And then a year later, I'm still there. And I'm washing windows, I'm cooking food, I'm repairing your vehicles, I'm taking care of your children. And this goes on a year and another year and another year. What would that do for your life? What if I built you a house from the ground up for nothing? Me and my family went out in the woods and chopped down the trees. And suppose we did that 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, 300. Now do you understand why white families have $20 for every $1 that a black family has in America? Now you see why? It's not because you're inferior or I'm inferior, but it is because of the institution of slavery, followed by Jim Crow, all the way up to as we sit here. Most of us, if we're able to have a job, we're not getting paid what we're worth by any stretch of the imagination. And oftentimes, we get off work and have to go and get subsidy. Then you got to pay to work. You got to find daycare. You got to have clothes to wear. You got to have something to eat. Gas is outrageous. Because Ronald Reagan eliminated regulation. That's why they love him so much. Yes. An airline, a cell phone company, have you noticed they can do whatever they want? And you have no argument. Satellite company, I need you to come out and repair. We'll be there in 7 days. Because they refuse to hire anybody. You go in the store, there's 9 cash registers and 1 person. That's deregulation, and that is wrong. So I am calling on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you to come to D.C., please. October the 10th. We're not going there to picket, we're going there to make a demand. And if we can't find justice, and it looks pretty much a wrap that we can't, it's time for us to go for self. We generate $1 trillion a year. It's time to go for self. So may Allah bless all of you with love and the light of understanding as I leave you in the words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for your patience.